Now, ito naman yung next problem na isosolve natin. A timber column 8 inches by 8 inches in cross-section is reinforced on all four sides by steel plates. So, ito yung timber section. Itong nasa gitna lang. It will be reinforced on all four sides by steel plates. So, we have 4 steel plates, 1 on each side. And each plate is 8 inches wide and 3 inches thick. So, hindi pa natin alam itong dimension na to. Bale, for all steel plates, we still don't know the thickness. Ayan. Same dimension din yan dito. Thickness. So, both measured vertically and horizontally, depending on the orientation. Now, we want to determine the smallest value of T for which the column can support an axial load of 300 kips or kilopounds, given the working stresses for timber 1,200 psi, then for steel naman 20 ksi. The moduli of elasticity are 1.5 times 10 to the 6 psi for timber, and for steel naman, iba rin na value, 29 times 10 to the 6. Now, we first check why this is statically indeterminate. For our number of unknowns, there are two materials that will resist the load P. First is timber, and next is itong steel plates natin. Ayan. So, di ba, if yung timber saka yung steel magre-resist, then merong force dito which will oppose the downward load. This will be the force in, sabihin natin, timber. And aside from the force in timber, yung steel natin is evenly distributed sa sides ng timber. So, its centroid will be located dito rin sa gitna. So, aside from the force in timber, there is also a resisting force generated by the steel plate. So, plus PST. Ayan. So, our number of unknowns are 2. We don't know the force in timber as well as the force in steel. Ayan, 2. Now, for our equations, again, we have 3 statics equations. First is summation of forces along x equals 0, summation of forces along y is equal to 0, and summation of moments about any point must equal 0. Now, we cannot apply summation of forces along x equal to 0 since lahat ng external loads natin are vertical as well as our reactions. We also cannot apply summation of moments equal to 0 since we have a concurrent force system. All lines of action of the forces coincide with this line. Ayan, nag-act dyan sa center. So, walang rotation na makikreate. Now, summation of forces along y, we can apply because our external load is vertical and our reactions are also vertical. Therefore, we only have one available equation. Now, for the degree of indeterminacy, we solve it using u minus e. Our number of unknowns is equal to 2. And we have one available equation, so this is indeterminate to the first degree. Therefore, we cannot solve the unknowns using statics alone. We have to use other methods. In this case, we will use the relationships of the deformation. But you will later see na it will reduce into the relationships of the stress, since binigay naman yung working stresses nila. Now, we first develop our equation. Again, this is the top view. Ito naman yung 3D view. Then, kapag tiningnan natin siya, let's say, andito yung point of view mo, tinitingnan mo siya dyan, ito yung makikita mo. Yan yung front view. So, for the front view, we have a load P. And then, for our resisting force, we have the force in timber plus the force in steel. So, if we sum up forces along the vertical equal to 0, we would have PT plus PST is equal to the force P. In-equate lang natin yung upward saka yung downward force. Ayan, PT plus PST. Now, recall na yung axial stress natin na formula is stress equals force divided by area. Ayan. So, itong forces natin, yung PT saka PST, force in timber and force in steel, we can transform it into stress multiplied by area. Since obtaining P, di ba same lang sa stress multiplied by area. So, ito, gagawin kong stress in timber multiplied by the area of timber. Then, yung PST naman, stress in steel multiplied by the area of steel. Ayan. Then, equate natin sa P. So, we have here stress in timber. Ano yung area ng timber? Diba ito yung timber section? Ayan. This is a square section. So, yung area ng square is simply 8 squared or 8 by 8. Gawin natin 8 squared. Ayan. Then, plus the stress in steel. Yung area ng steel naman is 4 na 8 multiplied by T. Diba, yung area ng rectangle na yan is 8 inches multiplied by the thickness. Or ito na lang, ayan. 8 inches multiplied by the thickness. Then we have 4 sides. So 4 multiplied by 8 inches multiplied by the thickness. Ayan. I hope agree lang. Then equate natin yan sa P. Ano yung P? Diba yung P is given? The applied axial load is equal to 300 kips. Ayan. Yung meaning ng K is kilopounds. You can write it as kips or K na lang. So we equate this sa 300. So diba unknown yung stress in timber saka yung stress in steel. Now dito usually nagkakamali yung mga students. And ito rin yung pattern ng trap ni Ma'am Praxi sa PSAD ng CE board exam. Di ba, merong binigay na working stresses for timber, 1,200 PSI. For steel naman, 20 KSI. So usually, yung ginagawa, sinasubstitute na lang yung 1,200 dito. Then, 20 KSI for steel, sinasubstitute dyan sa sigma ST. Then, sinosolve nila yung T. But that's actually the wrong process. Bakit? Meron kasing relationship sa deformation ng steel sa kanong timber. And hindi pwede na yung timber sa steel would actually use the working stress to its ultimate capacity. Although the load is applied dito lang sa gitna, usually merong bearing plates yan if meron kang column. Kapag merong bearing plate, the deformation of steel and the deformation of timber will be equal. Hindi naman pwedeng nag-apply ka ng load, tas yung timber lang yung mag-shorten. Tas ito, mariretain lang. Ni-reinforce nga, so meaning, this system will act as a group. So whatever the deformation of steel is, yan din yung magiging deformation ng timber. Now, if we check our column, hindi naman pwedeng magkaiba yung length ng steel sa timber kasi merong mag-protrude. So actually, the length of the steel member and the length of timber are both equal. So if we apply this load and both will deform by the same amount, let's say nag-compress yung dalawang members, ayan, yung steel saka yung timber, this will be the deformation. And so our second equation, degree of indeterminacy is equal to 1. The second equation will be taken from the relationship of the deformation, which is the deformation of timber must equal the deformation of the steel member. Ayan. We consider only one steel member, hindi yung apat. Kasi yung i-equate lang natin is the deformation of one side. So for the deformation of timber, di ba yung formula ng deformation is PL over AE. Notice na yung P over A is just equal to the stress. Di ba? So yung PL over AE, gagawin nating stress multiplied by L divided by E. Ayan. So yung delta T, gagawin kong stress ng timber multiplied by the length. The length is unknown, but magka-cancel lang yan later since equal na naman yung length ng steel sa timber. Now, yung E naman, modulus of elasticity of timber is equal to 1.5 times 10 to the 6. So, this is in PSI. Then, for steel naman, stress in steel multiplied by L, divide natin yan sa modulus of elasticity of steel, which is 29 times 10 to the 6. This is PSI. Ayan. Essentially, sa ratio and proportion, no need to convert the units. Magka-cancel lang kasi PSI is present in both sides of the equation. So, magka-cancel lang. And yung L, equal in length lang. So, magka-cancel din. Therefore, we can express the stress in timber in terms of the stress in steel, or the other way around, the stress in steel in terms of the stress in timber. So, we can write the two possible equations. The stress in timber, kapag binultiply natin to sa right side ng equation, then it will become stress in steel multiplied by, di ba yung times 10 to the 6 magka-cancel lang din, present sa both sides ng equation. So, stress in timber is equal to stress in steel multiplied by 1.5 divided by 29. Ayan. Now, for the other equation, we have stress in steel. Let's multiply this sa left side ng equation. Magiging stress in timber multiplied by 29 over 1.5. Ayan. Now, merong dalawang possible na thickness na pwede natin makuha. But we will just choose the more conservative one, which is the larger thickness. Now, we have two assumptions here. First, we will assume that timber governs. If timber governs, then we express the stress in steel in terms of the stress in timber. Ganyan yung gagawin. Now, if we assume na steel governs din, then we express the stress in timber in terms of the stress in steel. Ayan. So, ito yung pinaka-important na part. So, yung first natin gagawin, we assume that timber governs. Then, sulat natin ha yung mga working stresses nila. The working stress of timber is equal to 1,200 PSI. Then, for steel naman, we have 20 KSI. So, di ba 20 KSI is just equal to 20,000 PSI. Convert na lang natin. Now, take note na yung 300 dyan is in kilopounds. Para consistent siya sa PSI, then we need to multiply this by 1,000. So, first, assuming timber governs, we copy this equation. Sigma T times 8 squared plus stress in steel multiplied by 4 times 8 multiplied by T is equal to 300 kips, then times 1,000 para maging pounds. Ayan. So, assuming timber governs, papalitan natin yung stress in steel in terms of this para naka-timber lahat. And we use the working stress of timber to be able to solve the thickness. So, sigma T times 8 squared plus sigma ST, this expression, sigma T multiplied by 29 over 1.5 multiplied by 4 times 8 multiplied by T is equal to 300. Gawin na lang natin times 10 to the 3. Ayan. Ganito yung pag-input sa calculator. Anyway, gagamit lang tayo ng MathCAD. So, we have sigma T times 8 squared plus sigma T times 29 over 1.5 multiplied by 4 times 8 times T is equal to 300,000. And we solve T. Ayan. But again, for stress in timber, we use the working stress. Yung pinakamalaki na stress na makakaya ng timber. So, gagawin natin yung 1,200. Ito rin, 1,200. So, again, yung 1,200 is naka-PSI. So, kaya ginawa nating pounds din ito. So, we change this one. Gagawin natin 120. I mean, 1,200 pala. Ayan. If we solve the thickness, we obtain this value. Assuming timber governs, we have 0.3 inches. Unit is in inches pala. Thickness kasi. Now, for the other thickness, we assume that instead of timber, steel naman. Assume steel governs. If steel governs, then we use the full capacity of steel. So, we need to change this one. Bale, ito yung mangyayari. Papalitan natin yung stress in timber in terms of this one. In terms of steel. So, we have stress in steel multiplied by 1.5 over 29 multiplied by 8 squared, then plus, ito, retain lang. Stress in steel. So, we can copy this one. Then, this will be the working stress of steel, which is 20,000 PSI multiplied by 1.5 over 29. Tapos, ito naman, sigma ST, papalitan natin ng 20,000. So, tanggalin natin to. We have 20K. So, ito yung papalitan natin na stress in steel. Ayan, gagawing 20,000. And then we solve T. So, solving T, if assuming steel governs, we get a value of 0.365. So, let me remove this one. Copy natin yung equation. So, for the actual thickness na gagamitin natin, we choose the larger one. Larger thickness, mas safe yung member kasi mas malaki yung cross-section. Ayan, 0.3 if timber governs, if steel governs, 0.365. So, our final answer is yung thickness na gagamitin will be 0.365 inches. Reason being, we choose the larger one. So, para mas complete, we also indicate that the working stress of steel governs.